Jacksonville.
We should play the gimbal video. Jamie, will you please pull that up? Because I want you to kind of give us an understanding from your own expertise, like your technical understanding of what we're looking at.
Yeah. So this is
here
the
it
FLIR.
is. Is this so? This is FLIR footage.
Yep. So this is when I say FLIR, this is what I'm referring to. And right in the middle, at the top of the screen, you see IR, infrared. So that's that infrared mode where we're seeing heat right now. We are in black hot. So that means objects that are darker are hotter. So this object right in the middle is putting heat out.
And right now it appears to be rotating. Is that what it was doing there?
Yeah, exactly. So we do see this object rotate. I mean, it looks like a gimbal. That's why it's called it, I think. I didn't name it. But we see the object essentially rotate from what looks like a horizontal position here. Those lines above it represent the horizon, so it's essentially parallel. There it goes.
And it's hard to make out the shape of this thing, but it seems almost like a disc with like a crown on the top and the bottom.
Yeah, kind of like it looks like almost like a little bit of energy coming out from the poles there, if you will. That's kind of how I describe it. I see like a little bit of the dark, heat emanating from there, or the energy, as I call it.
And is there any way from this video, from this equipment, to detect how large this thing is?
There is. So the velocity vector in the middle there can be set to a particular size, and that size correlates to a particular length. So that in a dogfight, if you have, you're behind a guy and you essentially, his wingspan is equal to the length of those two lines on that circle with the lines coming out. You see that? That's the velocity vector. Then you know how far away he is, right? And so it's kind of like an analog thing that's not super relevant like in modern age, but yes, there is. I don't know, however, what that is set to in this one, so I can't like make that calculation for you right now.
Now, I know some people who have attempted to debunk this and debunk even the rotation of this object. How do you know that object is rotating? Definitively.
Well, so we don't, right? We don't necessarily definitively know it's rotating at the end of the day, right? We have evidence that it is, but I don't have definitive evidence that you're a conscious human being on the other side of the table with me either. But
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, we just don't have that information.
So you only have video footage, and in the video footage, it appears right now in relation to where it sits on the clouds that it has rotated.
Yes. So we can also see if you and I know it's been done. People have created models out there that essentially look at the clouds and they draw out a flight path that this could be at, and the only variable is essentially how far away the object is, and that flight path obeys an equation that can be observed pretty readily when you build the little model. And essentially, if you're at 6 miles or so, the object is proceeding in a direction, and then when it starts to rotate, as the aircraft described, it climbs and reverses directions. So you can't quite make that out, but when you actually model it out, you can see that at these ranges, it does what was claimed.